Hey guys, welcome back to Oh Brother Comics. Today is Wednesday, and that means it's new comic book release day. Nick, I'm so excited that we get to do this. How are you doing this week?
Oh, I'm doing great. I was actually able to hit up two of the local shops out here, and I got to pick up my first release of the Final Five from Bad Idea. So I am super excited about that.
Heck yeah, heck yeah. I missed out on all that, so it's really cool that you got to get into that and get those books. I'm gonna have to try and find second prints somewhere. Unfortunately, none of the stores around me were able to even get involved with Bad Idea, so
Yeah, we have one in all of my area. There's only one shop that has any kind of relationship with Bad Idea.
oh man, you're lucky. I have to drive a little bit of a way, but Bad Idea is only one part of what came out today because there were so many cool books that came out. I was so surprised when I got to the shop. I was going in with mindset thinking that I'm gonna have, handful of books, maybe 2, 3, 4 books to pick up. Nope, no, didn't end that way. I ended up walking out with way more than I thought. But what do you say we
Yep.
get in and show what we picked up?
Absolutely.
Excellent, excellent, brother. All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and I'll just jump on first and show you the first book I ended up picking up. This is Dark Ages, and I had to pick this up. This is I believe it's kind of like a what if or like an Elseworld kind of story, not necessarily direct continuity, but it just sounded like such a cool story. And this is a first appearance of the Unmaker. So for collectors out there, definitely got to pick this up. Next on my list, staying with Geoff Johns. I love his writing. Had to pick up Geiger. Such a cool cover, and the story's been actually quite good. Then into the High Republic. Been loving all the Star Wars. This is also, it's a first cameo appearance of Laura Dane, and I believe she is in a hologram in this one. So another spec collector book, especially with all the Star Wars. They're really hot right now, and High Republic is really cool because they're introducing a lot of cool characters. And continue on, I had to go with the Adventures for the High Republic. This has been a lot of fun too. And this one I didn't even realize was coming out, but we only find them when they're dead. So this is just a cool cover. Had to pick this up. This is a story that I have been wanting to catch up on. I think the art is amazing in it, and that's really what's kind of keeping me on this. At some point I'll read the story. But then had to also pick up Momoko Demon Days. This is the third installment in her stories that she's telling, and it's been a lot of fun so far with kind of the reimagining of some of these mutant characters or X-Men characters that we grew up with. Then I had to pick up Harley Quinn. Now this is also a first appearance of Keepsake. So again, collectors, if you're looking for those first appearances, pick that up. Went with Basilisk number 4. The story has been interesting. It's gotten me intrigued enough to keep going with it, and I'm hoping 4 really starts to take off because it does have a pretty interesting story. I did pick up The Many Deaths of Lou the Star. Always been a great book. Next we have Spawn with this cool medieval Spawn on the front. Had to pick that up. Got to support McFarlane and Spawn. They're doing so many cool things right now with the Spawn universe. And Fear State Alpha. I've been really enjoying the Tynion stuff with Batman. It sucks that he's going to be heading out from it, but had to pick up Fear State. This is the event that is going to be taking place starting today, and it will be affecting other stories in the DC line. And then had to save the best for last, but this one is really where I spent most of my time at the shop today. Going in, I saw that they actually had some creators there at the store that were doing signings, meet and greets, and they were promoting their collab book called Danger Arcade. And it was really cool. I got a lot of fun getting to meet the guys that did this. It was Don Walker, Don Nguyen, Luis Bermudez, and Jeff Peters. And they were so cool enough to sketch some of their characters. And some even did each other's characters in their own style. So that was pretty cool. Hopefully you can get a little bit of a look. Like some of those sketches are just so cool.
Yeah, man, that's awesome.
Yeah. Really cool. So this was really cool to pick up. You definitely got to support all these up and comers because they're what keep our industry going. So I'm really excited to read this book later and give a review for you guys. And if you guys are out there and you happen to see this book, pick it up and definitely support them. They seem like really cool guys and they really love the industry they're in. So they're there to make some great content for us. But Nick, what did you get this week, brother?
Awesome. So my pickup is very similar to yours. It does have a few different ones. First up, I picked up Almost American, and this is from Aftershock, issue number 1.
Okay, I missed that one.
It was about some Russian spies. It's based on a true story about a Russian couple. They were spies, and I guess they're trying to make a new life in America, but while on the run as well, because they get caught up in like red tape, like Congress issues and stuff like that. Like
Interesting.
they just their paperwork on becoming American citizens with new identities is like caught up in some bureaucratic process.
Oh, nice. Sounds like a book that's really right up your alley. Personally, I think you'd like that one.
Yeah, that's why I picked it up. I read the synopsis and it sounded amazing. So
heck yeah.
Yeah, all right. I did pick up Basilisk, chapter 4.
Nice.
I really like that story so far. And then, of course, I picked up Batman Fear State Alpha.
The Scarecrow is pretty creepy in that book, man.
Yeah. Up next, I did get Dark Ages, number 1. Same cover that you did.
Heck yeah.
And then, of course, I had to pick up the Peach Momoko Demon Days, Cursed Web. This one came out last week, but since I stopped and they had this pulled for me because of my my Final 5 pre-order from Bad Idea, I was able to pick up my copy of Passive Aggressive, and I did get Passive.
Heck yeah,
so,
awesome! Congrats on that.
It was awesome. I did get Last Annihilation, Wiccan and Hulkling, number 1, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. And then I did get the unlockable variant for The Many Deaths of Layla Starr, number 5.
That is a cool cover. They didn't have that. They only had the one cover at my shop, but man, that's really cool.
They had the main cover. They had one copy of the main cover, and then they had this one. They didn't. I know that there's a trade dress one for this as well, but this is the only one that they had.
You got to go with the Virgin, man. You don't need the trade dress.
I don't know. Sometimes I prefer the trade dress, just so that when I'm flipping through my boxes and stuff, I actually know what they are.
Can't fault you for that. That's true. But I love the artwork, man. I just feel like it's cluttered with the.
Otherwise,
the
I keep a sticky note on it just so that I can tell what it is, and then I can't see the artwork anyways.
Oh well.
So, another one from Bad Idea, Monster Kill Squad, number 1. And then I'm really looking forward to reading this one. This one's Pirate Queen, number 1 from Bad Idea.
Man, I'm a little jealous because that one really looked like a lot of fun. And unfortunately, like I said, no Bad Idea out here. Oh, wow.
I tried to get you a copy, but they were very strict on I guess Bad Idea has a rule that shops that carry them can only provide 1 copy per person. So they said if I had one of my kids or somebody with me, they could have sold me a second copy, but since I was solo today,
I gotcha.
They were only able to sell me the 1.
Yeah, I've heard that Bad Idea has some crazy rules with that with a lot of the shops, but
yeah, it's crazy though because they had 30-40 copies of it. But they're the only shop in town that carries Bad Idea, so I mean they're supplying for everybody that goes to all the other shops.
That's true. That's true. I can't fault the shop for it. I mean, Bad Idea and my feelings on them, that's for another time. But
well, I'm looking forward to the Final 5. So I will be reading Pirate Queen, and I think I might be doing that one, or you might be doing that one as a review this week. So check back on Friday, Saturday sometime.
It'll be Friday. Reviews are trying to keep reviews coming out on Fridays for everyone. So
sounds good. All right, up next, definitely sticking with Todd McFarlane with Spawn.
Heck yeah.
So, and going into Star Wars, I did pick up a High Republic. Now, this was the first appearance of Lorna Dane. not Lorna D.
And see, that's what I was confused about. And I was wondering, when I did see this on the Key Collector app for the first appearance, I don't know if it was a typo, because I always remember in the book, so we were reading that it's Lorna D.
Yeah. Like, do they just, is her name actually Dane and they just say D as like, like when you're calling somebody by the same name, that they have the first same name but different last names?
Either that or maybe the A is silent.
Yeah,
who knows?
The N would be silent.
Well,
right?
Dean. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we're sitting here trying to break this down, but yeah,
I don't know. But
I did
we'll
notice
have to
that.
look, because Lorna D is a Twi'lek, so we'll have to open up the comic and see if the hologram is a Twi'lek.
Yeah. It's her evil twin
next,
sister.
Pick up Star Wars High Republic Adventures.
Heck yeah.
And then from AWA Upshot, I got Telepaths #1.
Oh, nice.
I think that was one of the books that I will be reviewing this week. And then another book that I will be reviewing is Transformers King Grimlock #2.
Ooh, do you have the first one?
I do.
Ooh, oh man, I can't wait to hear about that. That one caught my eye. I was looking at that.
And this is not a new comic, but the facsimile is. So I did pick up Ultimate Fallout 4, the facsimile that came out today. So I do not have the first print of that.
No.
So I've actually never read it. So I'm looking forward to reading it. And then finally, I picked up The Witcher, Witch's Lament, and this is issue 4 of 4. So I have the other 3, and the other 3 were decent books. So just rounded it out with the final issue of that miniseries.
Heck yeah. Well, that's some awesome pickups, brother. And man, yeah, I'm right there with you. There was way more books than I thought, but
yeah, dude, I had 3 in my pulls list when I went into my LCS. They set 3 on the counter, and then I turned around and quickly turned into a pile of books.
Yes. It's too easy, man. They make it way too easy, and there's too many good books coming out right now. It's all over the place. But that's going to move us on to our next segment, where we go ahead and we do our Let's Chat, where we just talk about some news that we've heard around the comic industries and around the comic world out there, and we just felt like bringing it up and chatting about it. You ready to do that, Nick?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, up first on the list, we're talking about Substack again. These guys are on a mission, and they have signed another big writer creator. Jeff Lemire has signed on to Substack, and at this point, I'm just expecting just a blank fill-in name here, and any creator out there is going to be jumping on this. I mean, it seems like these guys are just making it too irresistible to not take them up on their contracting offer, which more power to these creators. But I have heard, some talk around the web, other creators on YouTube and stuff talking about some fears that they have with some of this stuff, and how's it going to affect the comic shops? Is it going to cause people to just look to go in digital more? I mean, I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
Yeah, so I think my only concern with this is how is it going to affect us collectors as well as the local comic shops? I mean, you have to subscribe to each content creator individually, right, with your monthly subscription. So it's a lot like Patreon and YouTube or Twitch streamers. But then they are the ones that have to set up all of their publishing and do that if they want physical copies, which means that then that's going to cost you as the collector or the local comic shop owner to have to purchase the physical copies directly from the content creators. So you're already paying for the subscription to them in order to get the ability to purchase the physical copy.
Well,
so
really it's just to read it first, right? Because the subscription is
correct.
You're going to be able to read it digitally, but then if you want to get an actual physical copy and they're actually offering it, there's going to be more money involved with that.
So I'm wondering, like, our LCS is now going to have to constantly be following all of these content creators. And then what happens if it's a new content creator that happens to be amazing and no one really signed on for those early issues, and now they're only digital? Like there's a lot of things that I think need to be fleshed out and answered on how it's going to work before we can really determine whether it's bad or good for the collectors. I mean, it's great for the content creators because they can put out their own content without being told what to write and what to do. Like they're not given any guidelines. They can do what they want.
It's great for them for that matter of fact. Like keeping 100% of your creation and the rights to it is great for them. But you bring up a good point. Being in the comic shops and seeing how it works behind the scenes, like it's a pain. I've got a really good friend that owns a shop, and when DC ended up leaving Diamond and going to their own publishing company, and now we got Penguin, who's now taking over with, I believe, Marvel, it's caused a lot of the LCSs to have to reach out and juggle multiple publishers. And it's affected them because their discounts have decreased, so they're making less on the books. They're having to match or keep up with contracting. A lot of these places, I believe, like Diamond, for example, I know when you and I were looking into it, like they were requiring you have to purchase like $500 worth of books a month in order to continue with their contracting. So it's a lot on the LCSs, and it's tough for them. Because anytime they buy books too, that's money that is sitting on their shelf, and those books may not, sell, and that's money just left there. Hopefully they do, but a lot of the times books don't. The books just sit there for a good portion. Some are hot and they sell no matter what. But
in addition, like that's why most LCSs don't carry Bad Idea too, because they have to have that relationship with Bad Idea in order to get those books.
And they made it so hard to sign up for that. From what I've talked to a number of different shops, and it was like the things you had to do to try and get on the list to be approved to sell Bad Idea books was just outrageous.
Yep. And does this Substack thing mean that local shops are going to also have to pay cover price for the comic directly from the creator? And then now they're going to be double price. Every single comic is going to be marked up on the shelf because the comic shop has to make money too.
Right.
So like, how is that? Are each of these independent content creators going to be setting up accounts with local shops to sell it to them for cost or just over? Because then the content creators aren't going to make that much money.
Right. How are the LCSs going to keep up with it? I mean, are they going to have a previews that they can look at a catalog on what's coming out, so they can plan for it? Because even in the traditional way for comic books and purchasing for LCSs is they order 3 months in advance.
Yep.
So that's a long time that they're having to plan for this, and that's a lot of money that they have tied up in this. And LCSs are already struggling across the country. I mean, it's been much better with the market lately, but I mean, it's really hard on these people that run these shops that we love to go to. So it is tough for them, and it is kind of a scary and interesting at the same time topic to talk about, because there's so many unknowns.
And especially with like almost all of the major writers right now have gone to Substack. And sure, some of them are like Donny Cates, where they still have their contracts with the big names. So you'll still be getting their normal content from Marvel or DC or other publishers at your local comic shop, but their own content is going to be published through whatever means they set up.
Right.
So it's definitely going to be different, and it's definitely going to be harder. It's most likely going to cost more money for collectors.
Yeah. Well, even just collectors and readers all should be equal across the board in our community.
Reader, you can read digitally.
That's true. You're absolutely right. But it's like, and from my side of the fence here, I know I can read digitally, but it is definitely not my preferred method. I'll do it if I have to, but I enjoy
you're a collector
reading it, and I am. Don't get me wrong, but I enjoy just actually reading the book. You know, I think I love looking at the art, and it just feels better to me.
Yeah.
It's more natural.
Oh, absolutely.
Kind of thing.
No, I'm a huge collector, as you can see from the boxes back here. But yeah, I definitely like to have the physical copy. I definitely like to read the physical copy, but I can definitely read digitally as well.
Mm-hmm.
And for those that only want to pay the $7 a month, $8?
It depends. I know Tiny In that I signed up with just to get a feel for it, and I mean, I'm a Tiny In fan, so I want to stick with it. But I wanted to get a feel for how Substack works. It's $7 a month for him, but creators can charge different pricing.
Sure.
No.
But for that $7, you get everything that Tiny In puts out for that month. So for reading digitally, it's cheaper. You get to read all these stories and experience these stories, and it doesn't cost as much. But as the collector, now you're going to have to pay for each one of those issues, the physical copies,
right,
if they're being published.
And one thing I do want to bring up, because I know we've been talking about this topic for a little bit, but I think it's something that we should touch on real quick, is with comic books, the window for selling those books that are really hot can sometimes be very, very short. And for comic shops that are looking to get in on this, you know, so they can make more money and bring in more books and kind of stuff. If a book is hot that's from the Substack, everyone's talking about it, but then it takes another 6 months, 8 months, a year before it ever gets published, you know, you may not have nearly the amount of demand for these books, kind of thing. So what's the incentive for the LCSs at that point, you know, kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely gonna be hard.
So yeah, I agree. It's going to be difficult. I mean, we'll definitely be finding out more and more as, you know, this goes on and more creators are signing on, because I don't think it's going to be ending anytime soon. They seem to be just cutting checks to all these big creators out here. So I'm sure more and more will be jumping on. But enough of that for now. We'll go ahead and we'll continue on. We do have 2 other things to talk about that are actually quite lengthy in their own right. But the next news is we're talking about DC's Fandom that is coming in October. And I believe it's October 16th that it starts. And this is just giving us some confirmation into some of the things that we thought we might see at Fandom. For example, we got some confirmation that we're getting an animated mini series. I think it's a 3-part series for Aquaman King of Atlantis. That looks kind of fun. We did get information on the Aquaman 2 movie, which is going to be called Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. And I'm excited for that because Orm is going to be back in it, and Black Manta. I thought they did those 2 guys extremely well in the first movie, so I'd love to see what the second one goes. We're talking about a Batman, or the Batman teaser trailer, hopefully. That's the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, and that is going to be something that a lot of people are really looking into, because it's, you know, kind of changing direction with the way we've seen Batman so far. Much younger version, more detective noir kind of styles from what I've kind of heard on the street, kind of thing. So that's really kind of cool. Anything so far with those, Nick?
I looked at the list of all the different confirmations for the previews, and it is a very long list.
There's so many. So
I'm really looking forward to the Aquaman stuff, though.
Definitely. Yeah, and I'll just throw out a couple more here that I thought were kind of cool. The Fear State event that we talked about a little earlier, we were showing our books. That's the event that started today. That is going to be leading into some new Bat Family comics. So for comic news wise, your Bat Family fans, there's going to be new series starting out of this event, which is going to be kind of cool. We also hopefully get to see a few more teasers of movies coming out. So Black Adam, we know that I believe is finished filming with The Rock as Black Adam. That one should be really cool. I'd love to see him play Black Adam. And alongside it, we heard about the next Shazam film, which is The Fury of the Gods. I thought the first one was a lot of fun. The second one, I'm hoping, is just as fun.
Yeah, the first one was definitely one of my favorite. So I'm really looking forward to the second one.
Yeah, and you know, when we come out, we'll be heading over to the LA Comic Con at the end of the year, and Zachary Levi, I believe his name is. He's who plays Shazam. He's going to be there, so maybe we'll have to ask him a couple questions, see if he can give us a little bit of a inside scoop on this new movie. But also, just to continue on, I thought I'd bring this up. This is a really cool kind of spec idea and show. Is the Naomi show that it's Brian Michael Bendis' character. She's getting her own show, which looks like it could be a lot of fun. I have enjoyed the DC shows so far. They've been really quite good. And spec wise, her book is hot. It's been hot since she's come out. So now is probably a good time to pick up books while you can. I'm sure that book will start to climb as soon as we get more teaser trailers and that show starting. And for the last bit of this fandom, I throw out there that we did get confirmation that the Harley Quinn animated series, which is an amazing show, definitely don't show your kids, but definitely check it out. It's so well done and very much an adult show. But Harley Quinn season 3 is gonna be coming, and I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, awesome. And they also put out all the previews and everything for the following seasons for all the CW shows too.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Those look awesome too.
Yeah, the CW shows have been great. I've been enjoying them. Actually, I do need to catch up on The Flash. It's been a little bit, but love Legends of Tomorrow. And then I heard the new Superman and Lois is actually quite good, so I got to check that out.
Yeah, it is really good.
But moving on to our next topic is Marvel has revealed 8 new tentpole books that they're going to be coming out with. And so we'll just go over those really kind of quickly. I know it's getting down to time, and sorry to keep everyone here, but some of these are actually really kind of cool. So the first event that we're talking about is called Devil's Reign. And essentially, the idea behind it says that Mayor Fisk outlaws all superheroes in New York and has unleashed intel on their dark secrets. So this is actually quite interesting, especially with a Daredevil kind of event. We haven't really had a Daredevil event in I don't know how long. I'm not a huge Daredevil reader, but I think the last thing I've heard really about Daredevil, besides like the run, which has actually been quite good from what I've heard, is the TV show and the possibility that Matt Murdock is going to be showing up in the new Spider-Man film. But Nick, what do you think about this? I know you were kind of excited.
I think this is the one that I'm most excited about with all of these new titles. I'm really looking forward to Mayor Fisk. So yeah, it definitely sounds very intriguing. So I will be picking it up. I'll probably pre-order it from my LCS. Definitely looking forward to it.
Heck yeah. The next one on the list is Avengers Forever. Now this is an interesting idea of a book, but this is about Tony Stark, who is the invincible Ant-Man, and he has to essentially seek the help of the Avengers from across the multiverse in order to bring order to the timeline. So Marvel's definitely diving in more with the multiverse, but Tony Stark as the invincible Ant-Man?
Hey, if anybody can recreate Hank Pym's secret serum, it would definitely be Tony Stark. Man, so yeah, and in this, he's an archaeologist too, so that's awesome.
Yeah, which is random. So I wonder if this is like an Elseworld kind of event story. I don't know. Like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up enough, but if you guys know, please let us know down below. I'd be very curious to find out. But moving on, we have an event called Timeless, which is a threatening new timeline emerges, and Kang, of all people, he must fight his way to protect, or like fight his way through time, essentially, is what I'm understanding. But he has to fight his way to protect the 616. So
the 616 timeline, yeah, because that's his perfect timeline, the one that he created.
Okay.
And kind of molded and manipulated so that he had this one perfect timeline and didn't have to fight across multiple timelines.
I hear you. Okay, interesting. I know they're really kind of diving in with the Kang and the whole multiverse and movies and stuff right now, so yeah, I can see him becoming quite a prolific character for a while.
Yeah, this recent Kang the Conqueror comic that came out was actually really good. So I could see this one doing very well as well.
Nice. Yeah, that's right. You did review that book. All right. Well, these next two books, I wasn't really too thrilled with it, but I think I'm a little burnt out on this character. But we have the X Lives and X Deaths. They're two separate books of Wolverine. And I mean, I don't know. More Wolverine? Sweet. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a little burnt out of all the Wolverine stuff that they've got out there. And I don't know. I'm not too thrilled. Nick, do you know much more about this kind of stuff?
I really don't. I did not get into the House of X stuff. So I really don't even know what's going on at this point. I'll have to go and read a recap or something.
I mean, I have
too many books to read them all individually.
Oh, totally. Yeah. And I've heard they're really good. And I've seen some like preview stuff about what's coming up, and the fact that like Onslaught is going to be coming back, which looks pretty awesome. I loved Onslaught and the whole early 90s X-Men stuff they're doing with Joe Mad and the guys. Like, it was awesome. I think Onslaught's a great character, so I'm interested in what's happening, but man, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, and I love Wolverine. Wolverine's an amazing character, but there's just so many different mini series about Wolverine that like I'm lost at this point. I've been focusing so much on Thor that I have gotten very far behind on Wolverine.
Yeah. I just feel like it's just way oversaturated for me. I mean, all the X-Men films that we've had in the past were essentially just Wolverine and the X-Men films. You know, Wolverine had his own bunch of films, and plus in the books, and where they had to kill him off because of the rights issues, and then they brought him back, and that was a huge drawn out event. And then it's like, I'm okay with some Wolverine for now. Like, leave it as Laura Kinney. X-23 can be, Wolverine. I'm all fine with that. Like, keep her in it. She does a great job. Logan,
yeah,
just chill a bit, buddy. Just chill. But moving on, we also have a new book for She-Hulk coming out, and this one is going to be following Jennifer, where she essentially kind of puts her rage-filled days aside and really focuses on her protecting of the innocent as a lawyer, essentially. So she's there to kind of practice law, but it does say that she has an unsuspecting friend that shows up out of nowhere and really hits her with this kind of mystery case that she just can't not go hunting into. So interesting. They're really kind of diving in. She-Hulk's getting a TV show, so this is Marvel likes to do this a lot with whoever's going to be in the shows or movies. Those books are coming out for them, so it'll be kind of cool.
This one's right up my wheelhouse too. So like I love like the mystery crime type comics, so I will definitely be picking this one up.
Heck yeah, nice. Well, this one actually I'm most interested in. It's the Fantastic Four Reckoning War, and I'm interested in the fact that it's the Fantastic Four, and I've been kind of really itching to get more into them now that they're back in Marvel. But the only problem I'm having with this whole idea is essentially, well, I'll just read it. It says the original Secret War of the Marvel Universe has been reignited, and all of reality is in danger. I'm like, when is it not? It's like every event that they do is like, reality is never going to be the same. Universe is going to change. Better check into this one. And
so is this bringing back like the original Secret Wars from, was it the 80s?
That's what I'm wondering at this point. I mean, I am curious. I'll give it a shot. I out of all these things, this is probably the one I'm most interested in, but I just hope it's not just an endless event that really doesn't bring us anywhere, like most of the events do, kind of thing. But we'll see. And last on the list is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur, and this is going to be a new team-up book for Marvel. It's going to be interesting. I believe, is she getting a TV show?
I thought I had read something about a TV show.
I thought I read something too, but I'll have to dive more into that, which would make sense for why she's getting a book now. But this one does look like a lot of fun. I've had a lot of people that have come into the shops always looking for the Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur books, and I think it's a great, fun, little cool character to get into. So I think this book actually might be pretty fun.
Yeah, and this one does not mention who is writing it, and in fact, in the thumbnail has a top secret over the names of the writers.
True.
So Hopefully it's something surprising. That would be pretty cool.
That's very true. Very, very true. Well, I think that's pretty much it to wrap up the Let's Chat news from this week, September 1st, 2021. Guys, I just want to first off say thank you guys for all your support. We have finally hit 75 subscribers. We're definitely chugging along, and I couldn't be happier. Thank you guys. I'm sure I speak for Nick as well when we say thank you. It's been a lot of fun. We love doing this. And actually, Absolutely. I'll just let Nick. Do you have anything to say?
No, thank you. It's been a blast so far, and I'm looking forward to putting out more content.
Heck yeah, and hopefully we can hit that 100 mark here really soon, and just continue to keep on growing. But guys, again, I know I've said it a number of times already, but thank you for watching. We hope you all enjoyed this little video we put together for our pickups, as well as the Let's Chat news. And if you guys have anything that you guys are interested in, or maybe you've heard around the comic world that we maybe missed here, please leave us a comment down below. We'd love to speak to you about it. As well as, while you're there, please hit that like and subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, and that little notification bell so you get all notifications on when we come out with new content. Yeah, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you all later in the week.
See ya.
Have a good one, guys.